I'm appealing to the man them out there, please be careful, because I had a little incident last night. I've seen a girl last night and she invited me back to hers, which I was going to do a one-night stand, okay? Got back to her house. She says to me she's going to freshen up. She went into the bath, have a wash. So I start caressing her and kissing her from her chest down to her navel. Next thing you know, she used her 2 legs and catch my neck in the process. And when she could use her 2 legs to lock my neck, the next thing I feel her do, she's using the muscle in her leg to push me down where her pum-pum is. So what she was doing, she was pushing my head down to her pum-pum with her 2 legs. I start screaming out. And I start saying to her, my chest is hurting, I'm going to pass out. And that's the only reason why she let me go. As soon as she let me go, her big toe kicked me straight in the eye. Her big toe catch me in the eye. So I'm suggesting to all the man them, be careful, because I left there crying last night. As soon as she let me go and she kicked me in the eye, I start crying. I start breaking down. She start apologizing to me. But it was a bit too late. Because as I said, she locked me with her 2 legs and she was trying to push my head down to where her pum-pum is. And I got upset and I left and I said, I don't do things like that. And your fucking toes, your big toes caught me right in the fucking center of my eye there. You know? So, I came home at 4 o'clock this morning and I look at my eye, my eyeball is red. So I had to, I think I'm going to wait first before I go to the doctor. So I'm just appalling to all the man them out there, be careful with one-night stand, because sometimes you could go and lose your life. My life flashed in front of me last night, I could have lost it.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Tuesday evening to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public, and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps, after you all have that belly full of laughter with that clip that I posted just before the On The Spot News Media. I'm not having a belly full of laughter, so it's now down to some serious business. As a state of public emergency, S.O.E. has been declared in the parishes of Clarendon and St. James. The S.O.E. will last for an initial 14-day period, beginning at midnight on the 14th of March 2023. In declaring the areas under the S.O.E., the proclamation clearly states that action has been taken or is immediately threatened by persons or bodies of persons of such a nature and on so extensive a scale as to be likely to endanger the public safety or the communities in the areas specified under the S.O.E. In the release on Tuesday, the Office of the Prime Minister, the OPM, stated that the parishes of St. James and Clarendon remain of particular concern of outbreaks of gang violence. The Prime Minister stated, and I quote, "Organized gangs remain to threaten these parishes, although there have been some success in reducing the knockings and clappings and also the loss of life in those parishes respectively. The murders continues. Through strategic and tactical security operations, we have managed to reduce it, but it is still of a major concern." So the Prime Minister is saying that more needs to be done. As we acknowledge this, the government will continue to use all tools at our disposal to protect the lives of our citizens of Jamaica and to dismantle the threat of law and order. The Office of the Prime Minister stated that the declaration of the S.O.E. will allow the security forces to carry out targeted operations to disrupt and dismantle criminal gangs and their networks and to prevent the occurrence of serious crimes. The government is assuring members of the public and all stakeholders that the safety and security of all Jamaicans remains its top priority. All citizens are urged to cooperate with the security forces as they work assiduously to stop criminal activities. Now, just on the heels of the government's declaration of the states of public emergency in the parish of Clarendon, another businessman has lost his life. Now, this man is a well-known businessman, as he owns several businesses in Clarendon and also in the parish of Manchester. And he is also a member of the diaspora in the United States of America, who has invested in Jamaica heavily over the past couple of years. He is also the owner of the Total gas station beside the Juicy Beef in Clarendon Park. He has since been identified as 67-year-old Jerome Bassier. Now, this man was taken out in a hail of bullets by criminal elements along Decoy Road in Ebony Park, Clarendon. So what really took place now? Jerome is presently, or should I say, was in the process of constructing an apartment complex in the area. So he was there having conversations with one of his employees. Now it is said that men dressed in hoodies and brandishing firearms came from the direction of the new highway and entered from the rear of the premises and opened gunfire on both men, hitting them all over their bodies. It is said that Jerome Bassier literally lose him 3 points, same place on the spot. The other man was, however, transported to the Mapen Hospital where he is admitted in critical condition, hanging on to their life by a thread. So information reaching on the spot news media is that his fatal knockings and clappings was indeed a contracted hit, as he was indeed the main target of that knockings and clappings. So the criminal elements continues to reign supreme over us, the regular members of Chan Public, and also members of the diaspora who continues to pour into Jamaica and definitely giving employment to Jamaicans and being a positive influence and positive change in our areas. How long are we going to sit by and allow these criminal elements to take out the members of the diaspora who could have gone anywhere else in the world to invest their hard-earned money but chose to come and invest in Jamaica to continuously lose their lives? Now, this is definitely disheartening to many because this man is well known by many. But on the spot news media will definitely do some more digging into this one to see what we can uncover, because sometimes, my peeps, just sometimes, it is not exactly what meets the eye. So on the spot news media will most definitely make his checks into the loss of life of this man and present whatsoever information I gather to you, the regular members of Chan Public and members of the diaspora, and also a photograph of the now deceased man in subsequent newscast. So watch this now, my peeps. In recent months leading up to recent days, we have all seen right before our very eyes the largest anti-gang prosecution in Jamaica's history. We are talking about the prosecution of the Wandan faction of the Klansman gang based in Spanish Town, St. Catherine in Jamaica, where initially we saw 33 defendants being placed before the courts on a 25-count indictment. Now, 15 of the gangsters, including a woman, have been found guilty and are presently awaiting sentence. Now we are hearing calls from Chief Justice Brian Sykes, and also in support of his calls is Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of Crime and Security, Fitz Bailey, for the construction of special courts to be built to accommodate anti-gang trials. So if you're in support of this, please drop some comments in the comment section. So we are going to hear from Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of Crime and Security, Fitz Bailey, as he weighs in on this new development. Listen.
When you look at gangsters and their capacity and the danger that is involved, I think there needs to be a courtroom that is so retrofitted and built and retrofitted to deal with these type of individuals in terms of the appropriate security arrangement, better access control, and a number of other security issues that must be considered. As a matter of fact, I have had some discussion personally with the Minister of Justice regarding that as well, because we believe, and I mean this was of 33, the possibility might exist that we could do another case that there are more than 30 accused, and I don't think the facility do exist in Jamaica, the physical facility to handle such a matter. So I am in support of the call by the Chief Justice.
That was the voice of Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of Crime and Security, Fitz Bailey. Now, in closing, I would just like to address some concerns that was placed in the comment section of this morning's vlogs. The comments that I am making mention of would basically have the same content of this present one on your screen, where persons are voicing their concerns that people are scared of their lives and that the infam of a dead culture is still very much alive and well in Jamaica. Well, paying particular attention to that particular incident where the 2-year-old boy was brutally gunned down in Clarkstown, Trelawney on Sunday evening, I've now seen where family members have come publicly, not hiding their faces or adjusting their voices. They are in plain sight stating their claim that the perpetrator of the crime is a criminal element. So what? Them nobody afraid for them life no more. Simply because it came knocking on their door. And I'm not saying this as to be inconsiderate of the fact that a 2-year-old lost his life. No. I am saying this that at some point in time, we all need to take responsibility for his or her own actions or lack of thereof. Because of their lacking in coming forward before now, just may be the very reason why that 2-year-old boy is laying down lifeless on a block of ice in a morgue. Probably, just probably, if somebody in that family had came forward before now, probably that little boy would have still been among the land of the living. And this is definitely one of many instances where people in the family know that their family member is a criminal and say nothing until it comes knocking on their door. Or they can't catch quacko, catch shot thing, reach them, where the family member mix up and the persons from the opposing side come knock it and clap it upon another family just for hurt that particular criminal element. That is when everything is borne out. We need to stop these things before we get these type of repercussions. That is all I'm saying. And people should also understand that it is that very same fear factor that the criminal elements are depending on from us, the regular members of Chan Public. Each and every person literally just have to play our parts. Look at man like the Right Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, who gave of himself to the entire world in a time when, trust me, we now face nothing yet in comparison to what those heroes faced in our past. And they put aside the fear factor and definitely led by example from the front, so that we did not have to born on a cotton field, picking cotton, or born in slavery. It's because of the bravery of many coming up against the odds and putting aside that fear factor why we, me and you, the regular members of Jan Public and also members of the diaspora, could have been born free agents of this world. So at some point in time, my peeps, we just have to do what we have to do. Regardless, put aside self and do this for the younger ones coming up, for their preservation of life. Because it is not just about our lives, but theirs also. So as parents, as older people, when we say wrong, we need to say something. As my granny would have said, you need to do something before something do you. Yeah, man. So a word to the wise, again, is always sufficient. And I'm not stating that persons are to put their lives at risk. I'm just saying, nip it in the bud before it get out of control. And sometimes we probably have to put our own life at risk for the preservation of Jamaica's future. Yeah, man. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.